All we want is a chance to earn a decent living at a decent rate of pay, and that's what this country seemed to be founded on, and that doesn't exist no more.
But there's a lot of us raising children on just one income. It makes it very, very difficult.
It's just getting real hard for individuals to make ends meet. We're saving less and spending more on credit.
I do whatever I have to do to make ends meet. Thank God every time I do.
The people are hurting. A lot of people are having second jobs, and their wives are working too, and they still need a second job. How can you live? You're not there at home with your children. You're out working, trying to provide for them.
I would like to think that it's going to get better, but I think it's going to be a lot worse before it gets better.
It's really tough to make ends meet, and for that reason, I do work a second job. And not only am I working a second job, but I'm going to school to try to learn other things.
Everyday life is still a struggle because I know sometimes I have to count pennies to get milk for my daughter. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
We can go on and on and on and on about these new corporate headhunters that are out here who are basically making large sums of money on the back of the workers.
And without raises and any cost of living increments and anything like that, we're still functioning as if we were back, our pay scales were back almost 7, 8, maybe 10 years ago.
Working folks have seen paychecks, houses, and personal security crumble in a flood of corporate mergers, downsizing, and runaway capital. Families are stressed, careers are crushed, dreams are dashed. Everybody knows somebody who's either living this nightmare or fearing that their next paycheck might be their last.
America needs a raise and a lot more. Our politicians need to focus on the economy, education, job security, the issues which affect our lives.
Nothing's better. We're just continually, pounded by the Congress to cut costs and cut programs, and and they don't realize what they're doing. They're cutting us. They're cutting the American people is what they're doing.
We don't understand why minimum wage is not tied into anything other than the whim of Congress.
I think the biggest thing that would be at stake in the next election will be funds for education, and that is somewhere that we need to be greatly increasing and be able to provide for the next generation, which is our future.
My clients, of course, are older people, and what they're most concerned about now is any possible cutbacks in Medicare. That just really strikes fear in their hearts. Also, they're trying to live on Social Security, and that's getting more and more difficult.
Look to legislation that would improve their wages, that would improve their working conditions, and protect their benefits. Protect them from this outsourcing and privatization that comes in and takes full-time employees, puts them out on the street with no benefits, no health care, their pension systems are gone.
Congress must listen, but will they? Not this group. Let's look at their record. Have Newt Gingrich and Bob Dole been on our side when we said America needs a raise? Have they curbed corporate executives' pay raises? Have they strengthened workplace safety and environmental protection? Have they made a college education more affordable?
Medicare, yes! Tax breaks, no! Medicare, yes!
There's just one thing this gang of politicians and their special interest groups didn't count on, that AFSCME will stand up and fight back. June 1995, Newt Gingrich's plan to wipe out Medicare was in full swing, but AFSCME led a labor and grassroots coalition that stopped the congressional threat to Medicare.
We stand here as the clock of social justice goes backwards. It's a day that we stand here when Newt Gingrich and the Republican leadership seek today to dismantle a social contract that has been part of our government with seniors that have worked all of their years for this country, to take away a benefit that they have paid for, to take away a benefit that they have worked for, to take that money away in order to provide for a tax cut for the wealthy and for the corporate rich in America.
Last year, we fired the first shots of this fight. Now the battle is joined. AFSCME and the AFL-CIO are at the forefront, letting America know where Congress stands on issues workers care about, including the minimum wage.
The leadership of the AFL-CIO is out in the field holding town meetings across the country talking about America needing a raise, talking about the difference between Wall Street and Main Street, talking about the difference that the average CEO in our country makes $1,700 an hour, and people are working for $4.25, and the Republican right wing doesn't want to back a minimum wage.
Turning around Congress is really up to us. We must learn about the candidates and how they stand on our issues, then take political action so our voices can be heard.
It's very important for organized labor to continue to, educate themselves and their co-workers and people in their community, because we are proud and we are a force to be reckoned with.
Our union people here vote, but there's a lot of other things we can do. Manning phone banks, doing door-to-door solicitation. But one thing that I find is also very effective is getting involved with community organizations. And another thing I've found is that community organizations tend to be very sympathetic with our issues.
Ultimately, if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. And if you do vote, you have a voice, and that'll make all the difference in the world, because we can put people that is going to work for us in the places that they need to be, and those who's not going to work for us, we can just vote them right on out.
Voting this November is a key to success, but it will take all of us working together to really make a difference.
It's very important that we're positive, we work together, and it is about teamwork. It's not just you and me anymore. We all have to work together, and then our voices will be heard.
AFSCME can make a real significant difference in not looking at politicians based on a title, a Democrat or Republican, but by endorsing candidates that respect and respond to the needs of their members.
I can make a difference. It's a matter of getting the message across. The local itself is really involved in trying to make a difference, and I'd like to think I'm a big part of that.
We can make a difference. Now, right now, you might not be able to see the fruits of your labor right now, but I'm telling you, you will eventually.
How I can make a difference is how I vote. The next is through my own union, by being active as a member, active as an officer. The next is being active in our community. And last but not least is to stay united together as a group, as a people, as a country, and as a union. And the union is the key to the whole thing. The word union in itself tells it all.